bandara sado samaya mana palaya bandara sado denoba tita deno me bawa sando kaya me bawa sando kaya me bawa anarato me bawa sawa sada me daya sawa karma sada me tadan shayam kuro ha 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 ho bhagavan sarva tata gata banda mame manda banda bhava ma samaya soto Om banda sadhu samaya manupalaya banda sadhu dinopa dila dila me bhava samaya me bhava samaya me bhava anarada me bhava sarada me dada karma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sarada gata banda me manda banda bhava sadhu banda sadhu samaya manupalaya banda sadhu dinopa dila me bawa sabaya me bawa sabaya me bawa anarada me bawa sarada me gaya sa karma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha ha ho bhagavan sarada gata banda me manda bhava mahasamaya sadhu banda sadhu samaya manupalaya banda sadhu dinopa dila me bawa sabaya me bawa sabaya me bawa anarada me bawa sarada me gaya sa karma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha ho bhagavan sarada gata banda me manda sadhu banda sadhu samaya manupalaya banda sadhu dinopa dila me bawa sabaya me bawa sabaya me bawa anarada me bawa sarada me gaya sa karma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha ha ho bhagavan sarada Badrbhavama samaya sadhu samaya manupalaya bada sadhu me bhava sadhu me bhava me bhava anarada me bhava sarada me veda sarakarma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha ha Badrbhavama samaya sadhu samaya manupalaya bada sadhu dinopa dila me bhava sabaya me bhava sabaya me bhava anarada me bhava sarada me veda sarakarma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha ha ho bhagavan samaya sadhu bada sadhu samaya manupalaya bada sadhu dinopa dila me bhava sabaya me bhava sabaya me bhava anarada me bhava sarada me veda sarakarma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sarada gata banda me manda bhava sadhu bada sadhu samaya manupalaya bada sadhu dinopa dila sabaya me bhava sabaya me bhava anarada me bhava sarada me veda sarakarma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha ha ho bhagavan sarada gata banda me manda bhava samaya sadhu bada sadhu samaya manupalaya bada sadhu dinopa dila me bhava sabaya me bhava sabaya me bhava anarada me bhava sarada me veda sarakarma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha ha ho bhagavan sarada gata banda me manda bhava samaya sadhu bada sadhu samaya manupalaya bada sadhu dinopa dila me bhava sabaya me bhava sabaya me bhava anarada me bhava sarada me veda sarakarma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha ha ho bhagavan sarada gata banda me manda bhava sadhu bada sadhu samaya manupalaya bada sadhu dinopa dila me bhava sabaya me bhava sabaya me bhava sarada me veda sarakarma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha ha ho bhagavan sarada gata banda me manda bhava sadhu bada sadhu samaya manupalaya bada sadhu dinopa dila me bhava sabaya me bhava sabaya me bhava anarada me bhava sarada me veda sarakarma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha ha ho bhagavan sarada gata samaya sadhu bada sadhu samaya manupalaya bada sadhu dinopa dila me bhava sabaya me bhava sabaya me bhava anarada me bhava sarada me veda sarakarma sada me tata jayam karo hum ha ha ho bhagavan sarada gata banda me manda bhava samaya sadhu Madhado Samaya Manapalaya Madhado Jiroba Jidadana Mibawa Sokaya Mibawa Sabakaya Mibawa Narada Mibawa Radha Migrada Saraka Matsami Shankaro Ha O Dangawan Sarada Venkadambada Madhamada Bhava Mahasamaya Zato Manupalaya Madhado Jinoba Jidadana Mibawa Sabakaya Mibawa Sabakaya Mibawa Narada Mibawa Radha Migrada Saraka Matsami Shankaro Oh, Bengawan Sarata Denkadambada Madhamada Bhava Mahasamaya Zato Madhado Samaya Manapalaya Madhado Jinoba Jidadana Mibawa Sabakaya Mibawa Sabakaya Sarakarma Dami Tadayang Guru Ha Ha Bengawan Sarata Denkadambada Madhamada Samaya Manapalaya Madhado Jinoba Jidadana Mibawa Sabakaya Mibawa Sabakaya Mibawa Narada Mibawa Sarata Devidada Sarakarma Dami Tadayang Guru Ha Ha Bengawan Sarata Denkadambada Madhamada Bhava Mahasamaya Zato Madhado Samaya Manapalaya Madhado Jinoba Jidadana Mibawa Sabakaya Narado Mibawa Sarata Devidada Sarakarma Dami Tadayang Guru Ha Ha Bengawan Sarata Denkadambada Madhamada Bhava Mahasamaya Zato Madhado Samaya Manapalaya Madhado Jinoba Jidadana Mibawa Sabakaya Narado Mibawa Sarata Devidada Sarakarma Dami Tadayang Guru Ha Ha Bengawan Sarata Denkadambada Madhamada Bhava Mahasamaya Zato Madhado Samaya Manapalaya Madhado Jinoba Jidadana Mibawa Sabakaya Vibrata Sarakarma Dami Tadayang Guru Ha Ha Bengawan Sarata Denkadambada Madhamada Bhava Mahasamaya Zato Madhado Samaya Manapalaya Madhado Jinoba Jidadana Mibawa Sabakaya Mibawa Sarakarma Dami Tadayang Guru Ha Ha Bengawan Sarata Denkadambada Madhamada Bhava Mahasamaya Zato I'm going to measure Mumbai, and I'm going Amitabha guru Pema Sidung Mong Bandang Guru Pema Sidung Mong Bandang Guru Mong Bandang Guru Bandangara Bamadanda
Jola mata tseva shenre se chenye tongku tianza jamaya chole nam jado jen senpa ngu sabe lame chabe ten shu son Tēsān jābe tianzē nē bānyē, bāsān cēbē hui pārdō shāvāyē. Lē dān kienjē shēwān lēn dē bē, sēm tā yē bē ngō shābdēn sō. Kange yeshe doje zukuye du tenre anjare jinkoje jonde nambar yirwa manchepe menje lame ngo shabdenso Dacha leño tsembo jewangi chambe tudam rabe le yegun torchen shana tsame ngoruji doje sembe ngo shabenso Tusanai danji nyebe je onam Kwatinam shi tunle no jaya Nekye tabe yendu tabar sobe de ji sha den so chue ju ba ta le na ga la tian ye ye xi ye da ga me so ge zan la me san sam ba yan ge rang sa yin ji ko lu xia den so guan shu sun dang zai ji la ma dang kan zhu xi wa dang jin yang zi de pa de la mi gu zai xia be de xie de ma de lan yi yin de ba zhou. So we have done the Ngundu practice as usual. We know, supposed to know well. Then on the today we did the Amitabha Buddha Puja, Sukhavati Pure Land Puja in the morning with the Tulku Rinpoche. And in the Tibetan Buddhist culture, and especially Eastern Buddhist culture, where we grew up, that area, I don't know other areas of Tibet, but in our where I grew up, the area, the Amitabha Buddha prayer is very important. Amazing thing is we do all kinds of practices, daytime or a regular time, but when the time comes of death, that's the most important time for life. We focus on Amitabha Buddha prayer and praying and meditating and making aspirations to transfer our consciousness into Amitabha Pure Land through power practice, etc., etc. So that means the most crucial time we really focus on, rely on the practice is Amitabha Buddha and the Amitabha Buddha Pure Land. And so it is very important in our practices. But in a way, we should understand that Amitabha Buddha prayer practice is not something spatially unique, different than we do usually in Ngundu practice or any offering practice or any contemplated meditations or any kind of practices. They are all, in a way, different parts of the same pie. And so we should not take, now I shift from practice on Guru Rinpoche prayer to Guru Rinpoche prayer to Vajrasattva to Amitabha. No, they are all if we understand, if we are open, they're all inseparable. Different angles, different prayers, different methods, but same quality, same goal. And so that's why it is important for us to understand these are same. Guru Rinpoche himself in the prayer says, if you pray to me, I will help you to take a rebirth in Amitabha's Pure Land. And then if you pray to me, you will take a rebirth in Amitabha's Pure Land. So why does he meant they are all same? If you pray to Guru Rinpoche, if you meditate on Guru Rinpoche, you could very easily take a rebirth in Amitabha's Pure Land. So that's why they are all not necessarily different, but yes, prayers, the prayers we do are different, forms of it use different images, Buddha images, etc. And the names are different. And the method of practice is a little different, but in a sense, like same candy with different spices in it, kind of thing. And different shapes, different colors, different names, but the same essence. That's very important for us to understand. Then, especially, we meditate on Amitabha Buddha, Pure Land, Sukhavati Pure Land. All these teachings are taught by Buddha himself. And then it become a very popular meditation and prayer in Tibetan Buddhism. And so, again, we were talking last couple of days. This life, days of life, days of month, days of year on this earth with this body is very important. This precious human life. We can use this and have a very we will easily transform our life from this body of mundane world to a enlightened a world. So we can so it is very important, this life and this body and everything. However, this life is for a while, for few days, few months, few years, even young, few decades, but it's not long time. But the time of death is imminent one day, sooner or later. When the time of death comes, this body is not important. This body will dissolve into the earth, nature. And our consciousness will continue. Consciousness or a mind will continue and take a rebirth somewhere according to our karma, good habits, bad habits, good positive emotions, negative emotions, according to those ingredients. So the important thing for us is to generate positive karmas, meritorious deeds, and if possible, through meditation, higher realizations, etc. So, but that is, then if you have in this lifetime, even if we are poor, even if we are sick, even if we are ugly, doesn't matter. If we have kept our mind in the habits of wonders, peaceful, joyful, compassionate, loving, caring, that kind of mentality in our mind, this mortal body, then at the time of body dissolves into the earth and the mind becomes naked and will experience, will follow its own whatever habits has generated. So that's why in order to generate good karmas, good merits in our mental stream, we are practicing different methods and meditations, including Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha practice is because it is some sort of immediate, fast, easier to take a rebirth in Amitabha's Pure Land. It is not even you take a rebirth in Amitabha's Pure Land. You might not becoming a highly realized being, but you will take a rebirth in a wonderful world of joy, a world of peace, a world of love. There's no trace of negative emotions. There's no reason to have creating bad karmas, etc. So that's why it is totally safe place, totally peaceful, joyful place. There's no way of falling down, etc. So that's why, although it is still dualistic world, it's still with emotions, but positive emotions, peace and joy and devotion and prayers. So that kind of old will take a rebirth, still dualistic Buddha, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, higher presences, and we ordinary devotees to pray and to serve and to receive blessings, etc. Almost some sort of a similar hierarchical system, but all for the totally positive purpose, good purpose, and there's no any way of falling back. So that's why it is very important to if we can become enlightened, become a Buddha, then of course that's the best. That's like becoming Amitabha himself, becoming Guru Rinpoche, becoming Dharmakaya, Sambhokaya, Nirmanakaya, etc. But if we are not that with that potential, then taking rebirth in Amitabha's Pure Land is, for example, and of course Samdapari and all this is very important method. So that's why, as I said before, in Tibet, where we grew up, when someone dies, we all go to the body and say the Amitabha Pure Land prayers. When I was growing up, when someone died and the body is in front of you, and then group of monks get together and they chant those prayers and do the pause. And it was a sad moment because really from the depth of the heart to pray to Amitabha Buddha for helping this dying person, dead person, etc. So we have some sort of memory of, deep memory of saying those power practices, trying to have this deceased person to take rebirth in Amitabha Pure Land. So it has some sort of historical connection with such a meditation and prayer. When we say, for me, when we say power practices, etc., it is always some sort of moving and emotional sadness. And that sadness, what does? It not like sad and depressed and mourn or something, but that sadness some sort of wakes you up with the heart of devotion, really calling to the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas for help, for blessing, for love, for care. And then whole world will be, whole phenomena, at least some more part of our thoughts and feelings transforming into devotion. And so means very powerful meditation because of historical reasons. But anyway, so and so that's why the prayers to meditation on Amitabha Buddha had a special connection with the still we have special connection with our lives, our growing up culture and consciousness. And so if we pray to Amitabha Buddha, then from the depth of the heart, the Buddha himself said, Guru Rinpoche said, all this, you will take a rebirth in Amitabha Pure Land. Now, but there are four causes and the conditions, four causes taking rebirth in Amitabha's Pure Land. In the Amitabha Bihua Sutra and Sukhavati Bihua Sutra and the Amitabha Sutra both explains these three causes. There are four causes. And then all the commentaries later on and their teachings later on, they all explains details, those four causes. And then they put into the different liturgies of developing these four causes. So if you accumulate the four causes, because of those four causes, you will take a rebirth in Amitabha Pure Land. So, but you need the four causes. Number one causes is thinking about Amitabha Pure Land, details of Amitabha Pure Land, like through visualization, through thinking, through feeling. So all the, in the prayers, Tamen jite mambu parona, chungsa tangda pape sana, devarta vijankam devajan. If in it is some sort of, as I said, it is not like a higher meditations. Instantly, everything becomes pure land. It is gradual. It is common sense, or for ordinary people. And at the time of death, then think and feel and believe that Buddhas come and help us to take it to the pure land and fly and float through the pure land led by Buddhas. And for example, like a vulture, what they call freed in entrapments, well, in the woods, etc. Some caught vultures or any bird, and when they got released, they would fly away without looking back. Fly, run away, run away, run away. The same way, when we die, important thing is focus on Amitabha Buddha and Amitabha Pure Land, and make a decision. I will go to the Pure Land. I'll go to Pure Land. I'll follow the Buddha, follow the Bodhisattvas. And so, without attaching to money you're leaving behind, your house is leaving behind, relatives leaving behind, because by attachment to them, you will be left behind, because you are not leaving, but you will be staying by attachment to whatever, instead of just with total determination, just like a vulture just released from the cage and flies away through the sky towards wherever freedom is. It's the same kind of thing, and towards where Amitabha Pure Land. The Pure Land is world of light, the world of peacefulness, mountains of light, rivers of light, trees of light, and flowers of light, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of light, and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of wisdom, love, power, and just amazing world of beauty, amazing world of joy, amazing world of loving kindness. There's no even a trace of anger, hatred, jealousy to each other, but only love, care, respect. And then with that kind of world, now now finally I got released not just to a prison of some detentions, but prison or like ever trapped place. And so with great joy, and so think and feel and believe the amazing pure land that you are going. And the Pure Land is amazingly beautiful. Think all the details. Imagine all the details. Beautiful, joyful, peaceful, loving, caring, filled by the lights of Buddha, lights of Bodhisattvas, filled by sounds of peace, joy, sounds of music, of peace and joy, and the sounds of Dharma, sounds of teaching. If you like to hear, you can hear. If you don't like to hear, you don't hear. That kind of, whatever you want, it comes out of your wish, but according to your wishes. So that kind of pure land. And so if you think and think and think of that kind of pure land, again, then our mind means while we are alive, I'm saying, while we are alive, if you keep thinking, that kind of pure land, then especially we are dying, only think about such pure land and go thinking about going towards such pure land, only pure land, that kind of thing. And also, if you are capable, think all sentient beings may take a rebirth in such pure land. They all companioning you and following you and following the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and through the boundless space, moving towards the pure land. With the music, with sound, with the love, with the light. So that kind of thing. If we could get used to into that kind of images, sounds, feelings, that kind of mentality, then our mind is slowly changing from money, jealousy, never problem, job, etc. Of course, as long as we are alive, we have to have jobs under the things, but also take some time to have some sort of meditation, such as Amitabha Pure Land. And so, as much as we think about Amitabha Pure Land, as much as we feel Amitabha Pure Land, now, today, for example, think that you will take a rebirth in Amitabha Pure Land when you die. And also think that you are in Amitabha Pure Land. Try to see this world as Amitabha Pure Land, world of peace, joy, and love. So, and then say the prayers, etc. So the important thing is changing the mind's interest to the Pure Land, not mundane daily needs and the daily activities. So if we have that kind of habit, our mind is transforms from money, friends, force, etc. From that to Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the Buddha sounds of the Buddhas, lights of the Buddhas, all that kind of. If our mind transforms that kind of mind, then slowly, even we are sleeping, even we are dreaming, the dream could change. Good quality of the dream could become from our daily ordinary dream to Buddha Pure Land or some sort of joyful, peaceful dreams. So there's an indication of we are changing. And so that's why cause number one is thinking about Amitabha Pure Land, qualities of Pure Land, Amitabha Buddha, thinking. More whenever we have opportunity, we are in Pure Land. Pure Land is amazingly beautiful and wonderful. That way, if we keep thinking, then that kind of memory, that kind of mentality sets in our system. And as soon as we die, that will be your world. That's number one. And cause number two, making merits, good karmas, making prayers, making offerings, making gifts, and saying prayers and the meditations as much as you can. Whatever is designed as making merits, good karmas, is the number two, the um, uh, like a sevenfold devotional practices. So if we have good karmas, merits, they become the cause, and birth in Amitabha, the Pure Land, will be the result. So that's why number two is making merits. Whatever merits, having compassion to others, devotion to the Buddha, compassion to ordinary beings, devotion to the Buddhas, pure perception of everybody, having respect to each other, having tolerance towards each other, those kind of, any kind of positive thinking, positive deeds are merit making. And so second thing is making merit. Then fourth course is developing bodhicitta. Developing bodhicitta means not just me, my loved ones, my relatives, etc., for the happiness, for the taking rebirth of my relatives, myself, etc., to the Amitabha Pure Land. But all sentient beings, all mother beings, infinite beings, they develop unconditional love towards all sentient beings, and pray to the Buddha that may all sentient beings take rebirth in Amitabha's Pure Land. I will do my every effort to cause that birth for every being in the Amitabha's Pure Land, and make aspirations. May all sentient beings, may every being, may take a rebirth in Amitabha's Pure Land. So that is aspirations. So that way, if you do that way, then that is developing bodhicitta, loving compassion and loving kindness for all sentient beings. So they all will become enlightened, all become Buddha. That is bodhicitta. Then fourth course is making aspirations. Dedication and aspiration, that always we do. Whatever merits we have, good karmas we have, thinking on the feeling, thinking on the feeling of giving away to all sentient beings, dedicated to all sentient beings for their happiness, for their enlightenment, and especially for their taking rebirth in Amitabha Pure Land. So don't keep or don't hold back. And again, I will give some part of my merits, but I will like keep some for myself. No, you don't have to keep anything. If you can give all your merits, good karmas, from the depth of the heart, that is the biggest giving and the biggest getting benefits. As much as you give, that much you get benefits. So the dedication is, if we can, giving away all merits to all sentient beings without any reservation, without any holdback, without any stinginess, and for the purpose of their taking rebirth in Amitabha's Pure Land. So that is the giving or a dedication. That is dedication of merits in any practice. Kind we have connected with Amitabha Buddha's prayer, meditation practice. So that will be very effective and very meaningful. And as I was saying, in Tibetan Buddhist tradition, Amitabha Pure Land practice is very important when really time we people always in our even nomadic areas. I don't know, maybe all of you know well, but all day for arranging ceremonies, arranging but the always first thing is find someone who can do the power transference of consciousness to Amitabha Pure Land. Then if you found someone, a lama or a nun or whatever, then hoping that this person will have this deceased person to take rebirth in Amitabha Pure Land by transforming what Hoa to Amitabha Pure Land. So, and the most important time, most crucial time, most emergency time of life of oneself or another person, loved one, our area of Tibet, we focused on Amitabha and the transference of consciousness into Amitabha's Pure Land. So that's the just four causes. So always if you are busy to focus on your own man meditation, man practice. If it is Guru Rinpoche, focus on Guru Rinpoche. If Vajrasattva, focus on the Vajrasattva. If Avalokiteshvara, focus on Avalokiteshvara. But also, have the information about the importance of Amitabha meditation, because it is easier to take rebirth there. If we don't have too many doubts, or hopefully no doubts, then it will be easier to take rebirth there. And the important thing is thinking the details of, because you read in the books, of course, I think all of you have Amitabha Pure Land, etc. So you know the details, but try to remember the details of Amitabha Pure Land. When you are free, instead of making too busy with your worries and the worries about what these people said, what they said, etc. Instead of becoming too busy all the time, try to have some time to just think and feel the presence of Amitabha's Pure Land. Think and feel Amitabha Buddha's presence, Buddha with the radiant light and joy, and whose eyes are looking at you with love with the wisdom and with the power. And Buddha is radiating, illuminating rays of light, filling infinite world. Light of wisdom. That means light of conditional love and light of boundless power. So that kind of Buddha, think and feel and present. And then Buddha is with Amitabha, Avalokiteshvara, Ajapani, etc. All the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas filled with enlightened beings, that kind of peaceful, joyful world. Again, think and feel you are in such a world. You are in such a world. Or in such a world. Like you just let yourself lose in that kind of phenomena, that kind of world. Generally, people sometimes say, "Oh, your mind is lost in some." So in this time, it is not wasting into wasteful dreams, but you are spending your time, your potential into such amazing and feelings and memories that will help. So that's why always just think, feel. Sometimes we say, "Oh, you are daydreaming." So similar kind of thing, but totally different. This is not only positive, but it is very powerful and effective. And at the time of death, that kind of habit will become the world for you to take rebirth after at the time of death, after death. So that's why think and feel you are in Amitabha Pure Land. You are in the presence of Amitabha Buddha. You are looking at the face of the Buddha. You are looking at the eyes of wisdom, love, power of the Buddha. You are in the warmth of the radiant aura of the Buddha, Amitabha Buddha. So that way, if you could think, feel, that is the way of developing first course. And then second one is any kind of meritorious deeds for the purpose of taking rebirth. Not just you, but all other sentient beings. Then fourth one is not just you, but for all sentient beings. And as we were talking yesterday or something, let yourself not be the but all sentient beings are the issue. May all sentient beings take rebirth in Amitabha's pure land, and may all become enlightened. That's bodhicitta. And then again, remember all the merits, all the meditation prayers that cause the merits. Take and feel, remember them, and give away. How wonderful! I have this gift, I have this offering, I have this peace, joy to share with all of you, and with great joy, great happiness. So dedicated for all sentient beings as the cause of their enlightenment. So if you do that, then you will take a rebirth in Amitabha Pure Land. Amitabha Pure Land is Guru Rinpoche's Pure Land. And then not only that, if when you take rebirth in Amitabha Pure Land, then you will be on the journey to the goal of Buddhahood. So sooner or later, you will become fully enlightened Buddha. You are not just staying there forever as a devotee, but then you will become Buddha yourself. And so that's why. And so the prayers, of course, Om Amitabha, that is the prayer. Om Amitabha, Om Amitabha, Om Amitabha, Om Amitabha. In a the sutras, not necessarily taught by Buddha himself, but other sutras translated into Tibetan. The prayer is Om Amitabha. Amitabha has two words, Amit and Abba. Amit means infinite. Abba means no. Abba means light, infinite light. So that's what the Jigme Lingpa's liturgy too. Om Amitabha. That is the mantra. That's the prayer. And the Thondup Chin, Rinpoche's previous, also written liturgy, and we recited today. It has also Om Amitabha. So the mantra is Om Amitabha, and Amit Abba